Hello everyone, welcome! Since spring is finally here, even though nothing is blooming yet where I live, I decided to paint a cherry tree using watercolors. This is quick and easy to paint. Looking at my footage, it took me 10 minutes. I'm using the Kuretake Gonzaitambi watercolors. I picked 2 pinks, but one is completely enough. I also have brown and green paint. The watercolor cardstock I'm using is new to me. It's from a company called Artway and it's 100% cotton. But any other watercolor cardstock should be okay for this project. I started with the trunk and the branches. I painted them very lightly and loosely. I was actually inspired by a reel on Instagram. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the account. I will display it on the screen and link it in the description below as well. In the video, she painted it right away with dark brown. I thought I will start lightly and make them dark later. Once the trunk and the branches were done, I mixed the light pink paint with water to create a very light pink, and in a dabbing motion, I painted the leaves not only along the branches but also in between the branches. After I was happy how the light layer looked like, I picked the paint directly from the pan and added a few darker leaves here and there. I didn't have any plan where to place the darker parts, but in my head I thought at the bottom of the tree and around the branches. Before I applied the second layer of the paint, I didn't wait for it to dry. You can, I just wanted the darker paint to mix a little bit with the lighter paint. But I did dry the piece after I applied the second layer. Then I used my darkest shade of the pink directly from the pan, and again I applied it here and there, where I thought it would fit. If you only have one paint of pink, you can either do only 2 layers, or use less water with the paint for the second layer, and then use the paint directly from the pan for the third layer. After I was done with the leaves, I dried the piece with my heat tool, and then I painted the branches and the trunk using more saturated brown. I painted over the lighter branches that I painted earlier, mainly in the white spaces or the lighter spaces, and I also added a few additional branches between the white spaces. I painted the trunk, and while it was wet, I painted the ground using the green. I wanted the trunk to seep into the ground. And this next part is from the video on Instagram. I added a little bit of pink to the ground. I thought it was a great idea. And I also added a few grasses next to the tree. Lastly, I added splatter. I actually started with a few pink dots to represent falling leaves, but then I decided to add the splatter. It's easier, it eliminates the decision making of where to place the dots. I normally would make a card, but I was also thinking hanging it in my craft room. I haven't decided yet. You do you. If you want to make a card, make a card. If you want to frame it, you can frame it. I made another cherry tree before using the smooshing technique. I used distress inks, but watercolor paints or markers work as well. It's only a short video, but you can check it out next. If you like this video, I would really appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.